All right, ready to shift gears again?
Sure.
All right, so had our planning meeting, right, that we did. I did that with my managers yesterday. We did this exercise called Mount Rushmore.
All right.
So what it is we talked about
Mount Rushmore.
the Mount Rushmore people in your life. So I'm going to ask you both, and I'll start so it gives you some time to think, but who are the 4 people that probably impacted your life the most?
I would certainly say my father
Yeah.
would be up on the Mount Rushmore for me as an example of a father and as an example of a hardworking man. I grew up he was always blue collar, and he owned and was involved in landscaping businesses and working a lot and getting
Right.
a work ethic from my dad and being in a garden center, putting together boxes and throwing potatoes around and picking weeds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just from the time I was, maybe 10 years old,
Right.
and working and seeing him work hard too, getting his hands dirty. And then I would say secondly would be my immediate family. So if I could say, my children
Right.
and my wife,
Yeah.
huge impact. I was talking with Elsiana who's my oldest daughter. I did a school project with her yesterday talking about the preparation of when we knew we were having a child. So
Okay.
she was my first child.
Right.
And I remember when I first saw her, I started crying.
Right.
And it changed me as a man. So having children and being married, having my immediate family,
Right.
changed me as a person.
Yeah.
More focused, like laser focused on making sure that they're taken care of and the things
Right.
that I need to do as a man from the example that I got from my father
Right.
to provide for them, care for them, and be there for them.
Right.
Thirdly, I'd say my siblings would be another
Really?
one if I could have a
Interesting.
group. I learned a lot from having multiple kids in my family. So, having a brother and 3 sisters, you learn to negotiate, you learn to communicate, you learn to care for, you learn to love, hate, and
Yeah.
you learn a lot.
You can go
from-
through all the emotions.
You learn a lot from your siblings, and
Right.
I had 3 sisters. I think was most impactful for me. I respect
yeah.
I respect women so strongly, and so to have 2 daughters, it helps me relate to my daughters and care for my daughters.
That's good.
Having to care for 3 sisters and all that goes into that. The fourth one, that would be hard. I guess I'd have to say my mom, in that, again, having 3 sisters, but seeing my mother as well and how she kind of handled the family growing up too.
The management.
I'm the cooker, in
Yeah.
the family. I take care of my family nutritionally, and I got a lot of that from my mom, and seeing her do a lot of that. So, and a lot of my discipline tactics, I think, came from her
that.
as well. So, I think those would be the top one. I think maybe the mount itself is God and staying grounded in faith as well. So.
Yeah.
We'll end it on that. We're going to say
There you
Merry
go.
Christmas and Happy New Year, I think, because we're going to be off for the next couple of weeks. This is Real Estate Chalk Talk. Log on to hittnergroup.com, HITTNER group.com. See you next year.